Hi guys, as we have seen in the last class, what we have seen, so after fertilization, so this is the archegoniophore, so this is the zygote, sir. These are the NCC, neck canal cell, this is VCC, ventral canal cell, sir. These are the cover cells, sir, ultimately leaving a space for the antherozoids. Antherozoids are getting in due to dissolution of NCC and VCC. They got a easy entry, and ultimately after entering inside, uniting with the egg nucleus, so zygote is formed. Now, sir, if it is zygote, sir, this is zygotic cell, a single cell that is, sir, diploid in nature. So diploid generation starts over here. Sir, this is the cell. There is a portion. This is the venter or vent. Sir, these are the cells for venter. These are actually haploid. Sir, these are haploid cells. Sir, mind it, these are the haploid cells, and this one is only the diploid cell. Now, what happens? This cell starts to divide and redivide. So this cell starts to divide and redivide. The archegonium itself lost its typical structure. So this typical structure will be perished or diminished. And sir, this particular portion starts to divide and redivide, and will start to divide and redivide this way. Now, while the cell of the venter itself, it is a haploid in nature. So those are undergoing division and redivision and giving rise such kind of structure. So let us draw it in separate way. So this is the structure and the venter in a larger way. So this is due to the development. This one was equivalent to this one. So the zygotic cell. See, sir, this is the zygotic cell. Zygotic cell will enlarge and will undergo a transverse division. Sir, this one is epibasal cell and this one is hypobasal cell. So as because this one actually the archegonium is hanging downwardly, so this one is the apical portion. Sir, this one is the basal portion of the archegonium. So this is hypobasal cell. Now these particular cells will undergo another division this way, sir, this way. So making it 4. Now they will undergo division in right angle to the previous division. As a result, in this direction, while they will divide, they will cut off new cells on the back side. So now this hypobasal portion will have 4 cells, 2 in the front side and 2 on the backward side. The epibasal portion also having 2 cells on the backward side and 2 cells on the front side. So altogether 4 hypobasal cells and 4 epibasal cells. So 8 celled condition. This is called octet condition. So now what will happen amongst these octet, these 4 cells of the basal portion ultimately will give rise, this kind of tissue, and sir, after this one, sir, this kind of tissue means, sir, this is foot and this is part of seta have been developed from the epibasal cells. Sir, these epibasals, this particular portion is also available over here and will undergo division and redivision. Sir, this is a hypobasal cell. The hypobasal cells will give rise a part foot and part of the seta of the lower portion. As because this one is the basal portion, so lower portion. Now this portion, the epibasal cells having 4 cells in number, will undergo periclinal division. Periclinal division will take place this way. Sir, Peritoneal division is the direction of a cell division found in a round shaped structure. Suppose an orange. Sir, suppose an egg, boiled egg. Sir, the division will take place peripherally in such a manner that the total structure will be differentiated into a central core and the outer layer. That outer layer in a boiled egg actually is broken down and thrown away, and the central core portion is taken as a food. So you consider the peritoneal division is the division take place in that way. So this epibasal portion also, if undergo such kind of peritoneal division, as because the epibasal portion is bearing 4 cells in number, the total structure now will give rise 4 cells in the periphery and 4 cells in the center. Now this central portion will be called as endothecium, means the required changes will take place of this endothecium to give rise required changes take place of this particular portion, central portion of the cell of the central portion, so ultimately will be called as endothecium, and the outer cells are known to be amphithecium. Sir, amphithecium. Now what will happen here? Sir, amphithecium also will divide and redivide, mitotic division. All are mitotic division, but all the cells, sir, these are the diploid cells, these are not the haploid cells. Sir, as because these are the product of the zygote, so as zygote is diploid, so keep it in mind, all these cells are diploid. In the cells of the endothecium are diploid, cells of the amphithecium are diploid. Only these cells have been generated are haploid, as because these have been generated from the venter wall. But sir, suppose these cells are formed, some of the cells of the epibasal, some of the cells of the epibasal portion will give rise a seta of the upper part, and other part ultimately will give rise this kind of central portion, and that central portion ultimately will be considered to be arising this way, and sir, the amphithecium will give rise the jacket layer of this portion, and sir, the endothecium, the inner portion, the inner mass will be present over here. Now, sir, what is happening? Sir, why is such kind of development being taking place? The development or the division and redivision of these cells are also being taking place. Of these cells are also being taking place. So this way, this way, this way, all these activities are also going on. So this one is called calyptra, and this one is called pseudoperianth. So these cells are actually haploid in nature. So, and this is actually acting as a seed around the growing sporophyte in such a manner that offering enough protection to the growing sporophyte. Now what will happen? Still the sporophyte is also hanging downwardly from the archigoniophore. Just see and observe. So what will happen over here? The amphithecium so give rise the jacket of this structure. This structure is called capsule, and the endothecium now they are present inside. Sir, so altogether the structure is now a bit clearer. Having a foot over here. Sir, having a foot over here, that foot is now helping the anchorage to this particular sporophytic body. This sporophytic body is having anchorage through foot, or connected with the gametophytic plant body or an archegoniophore through food and drawing nutrition through those cells of the food. I told you earlier that this sporophytic plant body is not independent, it is dependent, and dependent for food on the gametophytic plant body. So, sir, through food they are having connection with the gametophytic plant body, hanging downwardly. Sir, by due course of time, a seta have been developed. The lower portion of the seta had been developed from the hypobasal cell, and the upper part of the seta have been developed from the epibasal cell. And rest of the portion is called capsule. So total sporophyte can be divided into three parts: sir, fruit, seta, and capsule. Sir, this way capsule is derived from the totally epibasal part, and while epibasal part the cells undergo periclinal division, epithecium and endothecium is produced. The epithecium ultimately give rise the jacket of the capsule, and endothecium cells of the end are found to be present inside. They will ultimately give rise the sporogenous act as sir in a sporogenous tissue. Now those certain changes of the sporogenous tissue take place in such a manner that some of the portion, just let's see, suppose over here, sir, capsule is formed, and sir, food is there, and sir, seta and food is over there. Now capsule itself having a jacket layer, definitely having a jacket layer. So this is actually calyptra, and pseudoperianth also will be there available. Now this inside the endothecium give rise sporogenous tissue. Some of the sporogenous tissue ultimately help to act as spore mother cell. Sir, other portion of the sporogenous tissue act as elater mother cell. So sporogenous tissue give rise, first of all, 50% is give rise spore mother cell, and elater mother cell. So now inside the spore mother cells give rise, undergo meiotic division, and after meiosis give rise spores in tetrad. Thus as spore mother cell will give rise spore tetrads, and spore tetrads will appear this way, sir. This way, 1, 2, 3, 4 tetrads. Sir, such kind of tetrads are found over here. So from the tetrads the spores are produced. And sir, elater mother cells, they give rise elaters. Sir, elaters are actually such kind of structure, elongated structure with tapering ends. Sir, having a nucleus and cytoplasm, these are the cells. These are as because epithecium, endothecium is diploid in nature, derived from the zygote, no meiosis. So, sir, the sporogenous tissue is also diploid. Sir, spore mother cell is also diploid. Sir, elater mother cell is also diploid. From the spore mother cell, sir, spores have been derived through meiosis. So, spores are haploid. But elater mother cells give rise elaters through mitosis. So, as elater mother cells are diploid, sir, elaters are also diploid. Such elaters are found to be associated, intermixed with the spores within the capsule. So, capsule now is acting as a spore bearing structure, so it can be considered to be an sporangium. So, capsule in bryophyte, the sporophyte structure is differentiated into foot, seta and capsule, and capsule is equivalent to the structure like that of the sporangium. So it is a spore case bearing spore along with the letters are there. Sir, in case of the primitive few bryophytes like Rixia, there were no elated like cells. But what is the utilization of the elaters? Sir, these elaters, they move this way. While they move this way, they turn about this way, the total plasmodial mass, including the spores, are also moving inside the sporangium. Now, as and when the capsule, that is sporangium, mature and bursts, sir, they will disperse. Now, if a material having no inertia, all of a sudden the capsule bursts, they will have to disperse. They can disperse through air, or they can just only fall down, as because they are hanging downwardly. But if having certain inertia due to the movement of the elaters, as the elaters are moving, helping the total mass of the sporangium or the capsule to move, so having certain inertia, so naturally, sir, while the capsule wall bursts, these spores, that particular movement, help them, the spores, to move to certain distance. So ultimately elaters are made for better dispersion of these spores. So as the spores are haploid, the spores ultimately reaching to a suitable substratum on the ground, so they divide and redivide to give rise a haploid plant body like the normal plant body like Marchantia we have seen. So altogether, the sporophytic plant body is completely dependent upon the gametophytic plant body, or the sporophytic plant body means the diploid plant body is completely dependent upon the haploid plant body of the Marchantia. So in case of Marchantia, two different stage of the generation, or the haploid and diploid generations have been found to occur. Distinctly they are found, but the diploid generation is not dominant. The haploid generation is dominant. So normal plant body is haploid, but diploid generation arise and diploid generation have been found to be associated with the haploid generation and have been found to be dependent. So the total diploid generation only starts with the formation of the zygote, and ultimately from the zygote the foot seta capsule develop the total sporophytic plant body. So the sporophytic plant body can be differentiated into foot seta capsule. Foot help for the anchorage and to draw nutrition from the gametophytic plant body. The seta ultimately is a structure that connects the foot with the capsule, but having a very significant role. What is the role of seta? Actually, seta, what do it do? It elongate. So before the capsule bursts, so seta elongate. As a result, this capsule probably get a chance to come out of the calyptra, as because the total structure is surrounded by a calyptra, and calyptra as well as pseudoperion, these structures are actually the derivative of the venter wall, so they are haploid. So see, this one is a haploid in nature, this one is haploid in nature. So capsule wall, this is diploid in nature. Sir, this is diploid in nature. Sir, foot diploid in nature. Seta diploid in nature. Diploid in nature. Diploid in nature. Capsule wall diploid in nature. Elater, that is elater, diploid in nature. Sir, only spores are haploid inside the capsule. Why? Sir, they tend to burst the capsule, sir, before the seta elongates, so help the capsule to emerge out of the calyptra, so that better dispersion of the spore can take place. So this is also another adaptation. Whatever may be, so the clear-cut alternation of generation is found to occur in case of bryophytes, especially Marchantia. Sir, now let's see what happened in alternation of generation. Sir, Suppose a gametophytic plant body. Is there. So is the gametophytic plant body, the normal plant body. One is, so it arises from the spore. See, suppose spore, it is haploid in nature. Each and every spore have a nucleus along with cytoplasm. So inner thin wall and outer have a thick structure. The spores ultimately give rise on division and redivision, such kind of structure. One of the thallus is haploid. So all the thallus are haploid. One of the thallus is male and another thallus is female. So this kind of structure, these are structures, so scales, risers, all these things are there. So these are the gametophytic plant body. So there spore is in haploid, so these are also in haploid. So antheridiophores, if arises, if it is there, so it is a male plant body. If it is archegoniophore, so female plant body. All are haploid, but one is antheridiophore, another is archegoniophore, so can be considered as a male and female plant. All are once again haploid in nature. So haploid and haploid. So from the antherid male plant body, so from this one is, and from the haploid this one plant body, see, so antheridium is found, antheridium, and from this one is archegonium. So antheridium, antherozoids, antharozoids, egg nucleus. So as this one is also haploid, this one is also haploid, antherozoids are also haploid, egg nucleus is also haploid. So union of the egg nucleus and the antherozoids take place. So ultimately zygote is formed. Zygote is diploid in nature. So, sir, the gametophytic generation or the haploid generation starts with the formation of the spore. The spores divide and redivide to give rise a male and female plant separately, as the Marchantia is heterothallic. So the male plant bear antheridiophore and female plant bear archegoniophore. So antheridiophore bearing plant ultimately bear the antheridium, and the archegoniophore shows the archegonium. So on due course, antherozoids and egg nucleus are produced. They fertilize to give rise zygote. From the zygote, so diploid generation starts, and from the zygote, so sporophyte is developed. So initially, sir, young sporophyte, you can say young sporophyte, and then sir, mature sporophyte. Mature sporophyte. The mature sporophyte is bearing fruit, seta, and capsule. So from the mature sporophyte, spore formation starts with the meiosis. So meiosis take place over here. Meiosis take place, meiosis. Meiosis take place over here, and sir, fertilization take place over here. Fertilization. So now see, if you consider that, so this from over here, this one is the haploid phase and this one is the diploid phase. So clear distinction between haploid and diploid phase is there, and definitely this diploid phase is dependent for food and nutrition on the haploid phase. So this is not the independent phase, this is the dependent phase, and this is the diploid phase, and this one is the haploid phase. So such kind of distinction such kind of distinction and occurrence of haploid and diploid phase or generation indicates that bryophyte is having an alternation of generation, that is clear-cut alternation of generation, means haploid and diploid generation occur clearly. Marchantia practically is an important group of bryophyte, that is a group of plant amongst the bryophyte. The basic features of the Marchantia are gamma cup, presence of gamma cup. The basic feature of the Marchantia being heterothallic in nature, observing anthriodophore and archegoniophore. Actually, they are bearing separately antheridium on the anthriodophore and archegoniophore bearing archegonia. Another special feature is the occurrence of the archegonium invertedly from the archegoniophore and the appearance of the sporophyte differentiated into fruit, seta and capsule, and the appearance of it hanging downwardly from the archegoniophore. Presence of calyptra, a very important character of the Marchantia. The presence of calyptra offering protection to the growing sporophyte and derived from the venter tissue. The cells of the venter means it is haploid in nature. So you will be asked whether calyptra is haploid or diploid. And another most important feature is the occurrence of innator, which is a very unique structure that help probably in dispersion of the spore. This is sterile, it is okay, but ultimately help in better dispersion of the spores. So these are the basic feature of the Marchantia. That's all.